Hello everybody, it is Christine and it's time to plan the week of April 14th through, I guess, 20th, because it's through Sunday. I've got my new planner. So I'll kind of show you real quickly just because, you know, I natter about it. The issue that I had before with my Agendio, which is this is an Agendio, was the dailies, and it was just I wasn't using them, and I thought, well, I'll switch over. I was kind of looking at the layouts in this, and the plum paper. So this is the plum paper one that I got. By the way, that's the cover. I went with a real plain cover this time. I don't know why, just because. I actually really enjoy this layout. Generally speaking, I love this habit tracker here, but it doesn't have the schedule on it, and that was kind of throwing me off. So I've switched in the sense of, like, I've built this layout to be similar. Okay, so like here I have my dates. That's normal, right? I'm not a fan of these calendars, by the way, on these weeks. I don't ever use them, so they're kind of a waste. So I don't worry about that. But I got the thing at the top here with the you know, urgent, important type stuff. I do have the schedule in here. This is my work hours, and that kind of is important to me because I need to understand where I've got gaps and don't, and this and that and the other. I have my Bible down here. Now, the only tricky part is after work. So that's something I'm not 100% sure. It's like there's never like a perfect layout. I really don't know what to do in a sense because it's like, I mean, I don't have planner peace right now. Then there's, of course, the weekends. I did put this, so this habit tracker here, I built here, and my thinking was habit tracker stickers here, like next to each of these, because I really didn't want to have to rewrite that every week. You know what I mean? This is, generally speaking, the things that I want to mess with. So I like that they're typed, so I'll put the little habit trackers. Now, there's other habit trackers I have found that could be here, or I may just decorate here. I don't know yet. So this is kind of the layout for the week. This was the month. Again, very similar to the plum paper, with the exception of, like, this I'm able to type, you know, things that are, I want to check each week kind of deal. So, yeah. So this was how I decorated this April one. I didn't do this one on film because I had already done this one. And this is a little more, you know, this was actually technically a sticker kit I saved for May, but you know what? I had it and I thought I'll do it. I have ordered more stickers from PlannerKate for next, you know, for May and all that kind of stuff. But so anyway, so we're planning this week here. The other thing I've done is I did do my brain dump already. So I may put some stuff on the to-dos here. And I do also have my tending list, which I am struggling, y'all, to do these things. I don't know. It's that kind of year, you know. It's like I set these goals and we'll just see. So the sticker sheets I pulled out, I'm finding that these, you know, these little, oh, I'm going to have to cut these. This was actually from one of my grab bags. I had a bunch of these little date headers from my grab bag, so this is working out nicely. This was actually a kit that I did buy here. And luckily I had bought a couple of extra thick washi, so I've used this on another month. I just don't recall which one, or a week or something. So I'm going to use these two here to kind of work together with this purple. Y'all, the cat's, she's in a mood. With these together. So let me actually kind of snip these. They're not me perfect, but if you've watched me any length of time, which if you're a planner person and you're just now finding me, hey, I'm Christine. Actually, I'll kind of tell you a little bit while I'm nattering about this. So I'm actually a scrapbooker, and most of my content on my channel is from scrapbooking because that's just, you know, that's what I do. And that being said, I'm also a planner, although I wouldn't tell you I'm like planner girl, you know, aficionado in the sense like I don't have all the planner things. You know, I do love planners. Frankly, I've been using them for quite a little while. Okay, I think I need 3/4 of an inch. So the tricky part here is always cutting these where I need them to be, because this is 1 1/4, so I need to take off a 1/2 inch. What if I come from here? Would it be easier to measure that way? Yeah, so most of my content on my channel is going to be scrapbooking stuff because that is what I spend the majority of my hobby time doing. But I will tell you, I get into these planners and I play. I'm not going to lie. I do. I play. I thought about going to Go Wild, but I also indulge in, is that straight, you guys? Well, it looks straight. I also indulge in my scrapbook convention, so I have a little, you know, guilt if I spend that kind of money. So I don't know, maybe someday. They actually had it. I'm so disappointed in myself because last year Go Wild was actually in my hometown, and I was so stupid I didn't go. That was kind of dumb because I actually had friends that went and everything. They brought some, they did bring their goodie bags by though, and they shared. So that would be my friends, Miss Amy and Miss Jill. Okay, what I want to do, because I always struggle to use it to get the blades against the plastic, because I do something where it gets caught on these plastic blades and is not my friend. So we're going to use the metal blade and cut it. Okay. And then, I don't think I really have much else on my channel, honestly. It's like layouts and planner stuff. So, oh, I know. My daughter and I were doing a series with our Cultivate What Matters. I have to tell you, we didn't do the last, I don't know if I recorded last month or not. We didn't really record this month. We kind of had a bit of a scheduling. She was so busy, y'all. It is getting to be springtime, and she's in a health and wellness space for her career. And people just, you know, they decide they want to work on their health and wellness in the spring, which totally makes sense. You know, it's like the new beginnings in life and all the things. And she gets very busy. Like last night, she had 2 phone calls. Technically, I also dabble in that health and wellness space. But I am also a corporate person, so I do it less intensely. But it's her full-on career, so she's very busy in this time of year. Summer too, but honestly the spring tends to be the most. Okay, Saturn, I hear you, sweetheart. Now I have this space. This actually works well because I think this sticker is going to work right there. So what we'll do, where's my little metal ruler? What, honey? Yeah, my cat is yelling. Do y'all hear her? You know what? I'm going to come all the way over to here because that's why I took that one. Okay. And we have our date headers here, which, where's my tweezers, y'all? All right, we're looking at the 14th. So I took all my extra numbers the other day and stuck them in my sticker book. Not sure how I'm going to end up using those. I'm assuming I'll mix and match them at some point. She was up on my desk this morning, y'all. She just was all into stuff. I'm not going to say next week is real busy. I have a couple of like days where I have meeting, and they're double booked and everything. And then I have a couple of days that have no meetings. I'm like, why couldn't y'all have, you know, examined the schedule a little better there? It's okay. Such is the way of corporate America. I love watching those TikToks where people make fun of corporate America. It's like, yeah, that's my life. I'm gonna invent a bingo card to do during meetings. I'm pretty certain of it at some point. I wonder if they sell those on Etsy. But I feel like the words that would go on it are a little bit specific to your company culture. So I don't know if that would work. But how fun would that be, right? To have like the meeting bingo. Okay. So let's get our date covers on here. Oh. I kind of like this. I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping this is what's going to work. Again, I don't, like I said, the plum paper over there, I really enjoy the layout, except for the fact there's no schedule. That really threw me off. Like, I was like, what time is that meeting? I might see stickers all over the page that says I have 4 meetings, but it's like, well, I don't know if I have any gaps in here. Like, they might all be in the morning and all afternoon is free. And I wouldn't know by looking. And that blows my brain. That's another reason I don't use the horizontal layouts. The weekly layouts that are like horizontal. My brain does not work that way. Does not work that way. Uh-oh, I got a sticker on my finger. I will say, though, I started my brain dump last week. I think I mentioned this in my last video. That's a little crooked. I had heard a Mel Robbins sound on TikTok that said the best way to start your week is with a brain dump. And I was like, you know, I was doing that and it was doing really well for me. I thought, Christine, just do it again. And actually, this is my second week now I've done it, and I feel so much more organized and productive. Like I know what I'm doing. We have stuff to do too. My daughter and I are actually going to, this is Friday that I'm recording this. And, okay, here's the other thing I could do. Friday I'm recording this. We have a book club tonight. What if I do this week down here? I could do it here actually, because this is my habits. I'm gonna do it here actually. I kind of like that. I don't know why I didn't think about, yeah, Easter is next weekend, isn't it? Okay, so these get set aside for the moment. I had, oh, here we go. No. Because, see, these are not long enough to go at the bottom of this. These here. They don't cover the whole thing. This kind of could, except for now. What if I do that and go from here to there? I'm going to try it. Let's just see. Because I do kind of like framing out the layout. I'm covering up some of my Bible space, but this is turning out kind of pretty. Now see, it does work perfectly now that I'm just showing the days of the week part here. I could trim that little baby bit there. Can I do that without cutting that paper, y'all? Okay. All right, I don't hate that. And technically, actually I have these pieces here, but I could add some decor here and it would be cute. So we'll try that in just a second. Okay, because I actually pulled out this little journaling sheet too. Even though I don't really have anything to... You know what, I think I'll put the little flags on Easter though. Because that's a holiday. Okay. So now, here's my little boxes I'll have to use for my meetings, I guess. Technically, I've got other labels if I really want to. But I may stick with these. Well, I don't know, you guys. Because they're not the whole width. Is this my labels? Yes. So, those are a little too wide. These are the right size. Those greens would work. And what is this one? I need to keep up with this thing here. This is the Plum Daily. That's funny because it's the same width. And I don't know if I have any more of those, because this was also one of those grab bag deals. Now I have these kinds, but they're not quite wide enough. We'll see. Let's see, let's see. Yeah, these are the perfect size. The challenge is I know I have a lot of meetings, so unfortunately I'm going to end up with not enough. Well, here's a Plum Daily. Well, that's funny. Why are those different width? Oh, those are the same. The problem I have is that colors are not right. Shoot, you guys. I love all my little samplers. There's a Plum Daily. Can I use any of these? There's not really blue in my layout. That's not really going to work. That's a whole blue section. So clearly I need to do, is this the right size? Nope. Okay, well, so going back to these, I may just have to maybe use these, I guess. I'll just use some of these. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. All right, so I'm not going to have, let's see. So we have 10 a.m. And I wonder, could I do the meetings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then I have another one. I have training on Thursday. What if on Thursday I have a 10 a.m. It technically overlaps the training that starts at 10:30. Wait, this is a 10 to 11. So I might have to put this in the middle. And then I have a training that goes, what am I trying to say here? I'm sorry, this is 10, and then 10:30 is when the training starts. And I like to use these, so if it's 10:30 to 2:30, that comes all the way down to here. So I could use one of these little guys. And use this maybe, why not? So this tells me that it's the whole time. Although technically I need some more. Is that going to work? Sure, that works. So training. Cat hair. And then I'm supposed to have a call with 2 here. I'll do this so I know I need to update that. And then I did that day first because I knew I had the most. Honestly, I'm going to scooch this over to match that other one because that irritates me that it's off. And it's still off. You guys, my eyeballs and my brain don't like that. Okay. So then Monday, let's just go ahead and use these because that's what I'm going to have to do to be consistent. Technically, I have a 9:30, but frankly, that man has not shown up in weeks. So I'm going to go and put it, but we'll see. Then I have a 10 to 11. And then an 11. This is actually also like it's not really specific to me. It's more like a group webinar type deal. So I'll do it this way. And then a 1 p.m. meeting. Phone call. I definitely feel like I'm getting I just don't stay straight. And then nothing on Tuesday, which is wild. And then Wednesday, I have a 9. And a 10. You guys, this is the day that everything typically gets booked on top of each other anyway. And then I have a 10 to 11. So, oops, I don't want that color again. Hold on. Let's do a pink one. 10 to 11. And then an 11 to noon. Yeah, I got to work on finding the right time boxes for these. Okay. Nothing else on those days at this point. Now, I don't guess I have had these boxes here on checklist ones. And I don't know if I still have any of those checklist ones. Because there's no blue. I can't really use that one. I keep going back to that because it's but I don't see, there's these. Those may be a bit big. Let's see. If I bend this over, can I tell? No, they're right. Okay. I mean, they're a little dark, but oh well. Okay. I do like having these little check boxes. I mean, technically, I could use like a marker or something and just color those in, and you don't have to have a sticker. So if I ever get to where I don't have a sticker, I'll just use a little marker to give myself a little color, a little interest. That's going to be a little tricky right there. Come on. You know what? We'll just cut it because it's too little. That is a very bold checkbox. And we'll do these two here. I don't usually do to-dos necessarily on Saturday as a checklist. It's more like, here's the projects we got to do today. I don't know what next week will be, to be honest. Oh, my dad's birthday. I need to make sure I capture that. Let me actually scooch this over just a hair. My dad's birthday every year now is just, I mean, not that every birthday isn't kind of a miracle, but if you watch my scrapbook pages at all, you'll know my dad's been through a lot since 2021. And the fact that he's made it this far is just a freaking miracle. So actually, I wanted to take one of these guys. Maybe I'll do two of these, actually. Well, we'll just do it like that. Okay. Can these habit trackers work? I think they're a little tall. I could cut them, but then they have those dotted lines. I'm going to have to get into my stickers. Where are my stickers? This is what I was thinking of. I had some habit trackers, but I think I don't have enough because I was looking yesterday when I made the order. And I think I'm going to use dots for this week, like little pin dots. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. So I've got my, so this is my, these are labeled. I like the dot markers, but these have my little codes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have this I could probably try to use, but I think it's too big. YNAB is financial. So I think that's, which one is that? Finances, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is health and wellness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll do it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attending list, I'm going to call that like a self-care, but that's not really one of our things. So I'm going to do it in a light gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the idea behind this is I'll use my pen and check it. Okay. Uh-oh. I've pulled that little guy up so many times he doesn't know what to do. Saturday is usually run errand day. Let's see, what can we do? Groceries is, we'll call this grocery day. I'm just gonna do this. This is kind of cute. Probably will go to church that day. The other thing I need to do is clean this day. Let's see, laundry. Actually, I'm enjoying doing laundry on Fridays. So we'll do that. And Saturday is usually some kind of home chore day, but I don't know what it's going to be just yet. It usually depends on weather and things like that. Oh, here we go, church. Let's put that here. I don't have that printed one time. I don't know where that even came from. Some old sticker collection. Yeah, okay. Oh, the meals ones. I like to do the meal stickers. Okay, so where would we put this, you guys? I could put it along the 5 o'clock hour. I rarely have meetings that late. So what I think I'm going to do is put my, where is it? I thought it was toward the front. Oh, here it is. We're going to put our meals along here. Like, so basically, what am I making? I just rarely have any meetings this late. Everybody's either East Coast or overseas. I used to have more because I had a lot of West Coast folks, but not anymore. So, and of course I stuck them down there crooked. I'm not even sure I want to mess with it. Let's just leave it alone, Christine. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to ever use these little baking things for. My daughter used to use, she bakes donuts, but I don't. I could use them to make my protein balls. Oh, book club. Can I put this on book club? I wonder if it's every Friday. I don't know. I better wait on that. I'm not really sure yet. Okay. Like I said, now from a decor standpoint, let's see. Here's my wrong stuff. I want to use some of the pet tape. Those are too blue. What is this? Is this washi tape? Okay, here's some pink. I like the pink. We can use the pink. I need to order some more. I should say need to. I would like to order some more wrong pet tape. I like these individual stickers a lot. This is pretty. You know what? We're going to go with this tree. That is a gorgeous tree. It looks kind of, I mean, it's probably like the Japanese cherry blossoms, but it looks kind of Eastery. Uh-oh. Come on. Kind of Eastery. Oh, that's pretty. And then, I mean, I tend to decorate the areas that I know I don't have meetings. Because why not, you know? Let's see. I don't want to go in here because that's where I write. And these are a little bit... If I use this... Is that going to look strange? I almost need to come from here. Let's see. Flip that around. That's kind of pretty. I like that. And then, I mean, because this guy could come, I prefer for it to come this direction, but this is a busy day. And everything else may be just a tad too big. This could come down. This one's a little smaller. These little Japanese lanterns here. Okay. I should put a little something there. I wish I had like there's a corner piece there, but maybe a little too much. You know what, we'll do it like this. Let's use this guy. And we will just do like that. Although now I feel like I'm missing something over here. don't know what I want to do here. Maybe not. You know what? Let's stop while we're ahead. I don't want to overdo and then go, oh, shoot, I can't put anything there. Oh, that look at the little bird. No, we're good. We're good, Christine. And that looks pretty cute, actually. So when I look at my to-dos, if I'm thinking about stuff that has to be done, I'm trying to remember what my taxes are due. Taxes are due the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to pay the taxes on Friday. I got to write that down. Actually, I'm going to write it on Thursday. And let's buy, I'm going to buy airline tickets on Tuesday because I'll have a little time. This is for my Scrappy event in August. And this is kind of a busy week. So I may actually order my waxes today. I may do a couple of these things today so they won't have to be put on next week. So maybe I'll actually wait to do that until I see what I get done this weekend. So I know that needs to be done that day though. Okay, so if that's the case, I feel like I'm gonna end up having to add like gratitude or something, maybe as like an extra sticker. I don't know. I'll have to see about that. It's on my tending list. As long as I do my tending list, then technically I capture it. So there we go, you guys. That's my week so far. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.